Welcome back to another video. My name is Alizaya and I'm your favorite black transsexual. Get up into the big part or whatever. I'm back. How y'all doing, girl? You already know what this black transsexual is having to do, girl. I'm having to push out this content for y'all, girl. Boom shakalaka. Today's video is another DL story time. Yes, I told y'all I'm back. I'm going back to my roots, girl. We're going back to our good old story times, you know, get into the old fashionedness. Before we get into today's video, girl, I need you guys to like, comment, and subscribe because you will never find another ghetto black transsexual like me. Hello, hello, hello. I'm beautiful. You're beautiful. Get up into the big part or whatever. Go ahead and lock in on myself. Alright, y'all, I got a very special guest up here. You already know, as you can see, we have a new dog. I'm just playing. This ain't my dog. This is my brother's dog. Yeah, I'm babysitting right now, so, you know, get up into it or whatever, right? But, yeah, let's get into the story time. So, y'all, this story time takes place a couple of months ago, girl. You already know, get up into the ghetto-ness or whatever, girl. Bada bing, bada boom. So, y'all, when I tell you, you know, I was feeling in the mood. You know, I was feeling like Sexy Red. What does Sexy Red's new song say? Hoochie like, yes, I'm trying to give you this Oochie Goochie, yes. So, y'all, I ended up getting on Grindr or whatever, right? You know, I was doing my daily night scroll or whatever. I'm trying to see what the trade is giving or whatever, right? So, on Grindr, they have this little option for, like, right now or whatever, right? It gives you, like, an hour for free or whatever, and then after that, you got to pay, like, $12. I'm not going to pay no $12, so I hurried up and used that, you know, free, you know, trial or whatever, girl. Get up into it. So, you know, I'm sitting over here, you know, looking and scrolling through, you know, who's looking or whatever, right? And so then I ended up seeing this one white guy or whatever, right? Because it was like a profile talk about like BWC looking for trans or whatever, right? So, you know, I'm like, oh, okay, we got some white trans, okay. I don't like, you know, I never mess with a white guy, so I was like, you know, should I mess with him? Should I mess with him? Okay, let me see what it's giving, right? So, y'all, you already know I ended up responding to him because he ended up sending me a little inbox or whatever, little DM or whatever, right? And so, you know, we're texting or whatever, right? And so, you know how the conversation goes when you're texting DL boys or just texting boys on Grindr or any dating app. It's like,
hey, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
That's what's up. How's your day going?
Good.
All right, that's good. You got any pics?
Yeah, I got pics. 5 new attachments, literally. So, you know, that little conversation happened or whatever, right? You know, we sending pictures back and forth. And so when he sent me a picture, y'all, I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of shocked. Because usually when you're seeing, you know, when you're seeing giant princess wands from like, you know, little white guys or whatever, girl, you know, you see that on like Twitter or whatever, right? But I'm finna see this in person. I was like, whoa. Because when I saw it, I literally jumped. I was like, oh, this is all you? Your father and mother got like this on you? Okay, who is your daddy? Like, what? Hello? So you already know, girl, I was sitting over here and, you know, I was like, so when you trying to link up, like, hello, I'm trying to get to the nitty gritty. I'm trying to go to Pound Town. Hello. So you already know, girl, you know, he was like, bet I can pull up on you right now. I can pull up on you right now. I'm like, Dad, you know, I'm not going to lie, Alizaya. I'm kind of feeling it. But at the same time, something is telling me like, you know, maybe you need to chill out. But I wasn't listening to my intuition. I was listening to my, you know, I was listening to my princess one. And my princess one said, come stroke it. So
bombastic side eye.
So, y'all, when I tell you, I hurried up and get in my bathroom, girl. I done shaved my badussi or whatever, girl, my little badussi crack or whatever, right? And so, you know, everything's shaved, everything's lathered up, you know. It's lathered in, you know, scented lotion and scented, you know, Vaseline, girl. It's going to be giving Miss Yummy, like, girl, bada bing, bada boom. So, you know, I'm sitting over there bored, you know. I'm just chilling or whatever because I'm waiting on a trade or whatever, right? So Trey texted me. He was letting me know he's going to be like 15 minutes out and, you know, he'll be on the way or whatever, right? So while we texting or whatever, right, you know, he's telling me, oh, you know, how he's so nervous and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, this is another red flag. You already had red flag number 1 because my intuition is telling me something's off. Number 2, you telling me that you're nervous. I'm like, oh my God, no, I can't do nervous people. I really cannot do nervous people. So y'all, you already know, like, you know, he finally gets here because let's cut the chit chat, girl. We ain't trying to wait that long, right? So he finally gets here or whatever, right? And so, y'all, I hate when guys get to my my place or whatever, they're just in their like car and the car is running. Like, sir, literally, come on, like get out the car, come on, like girl, I'm trying to get you in and out, like literally. So I go outside or whatever, right? I'm in my little PJs or whatever, right? So I'm in my PJs and I'm walking to the car, and so he gets out the car and he's kind of like my height, just a little bit taller. I'm like, oh, okay, hello, how you doing? And so then he's like, oh, so is this your place? Do you live with your parents? I'm like, no, I don't live with my parents. I kind of felt disrespected because I'm like, y'all act like 19-year-olds can't get their own place. Like, is this so unheard of? Just get your life together. So yeah, we sitting over here chit chatting, and he's he's like walking slow. I'm telling him to come on, like stop walking slow. And so while we're walking or whatever, right, my little landscaping man or whatever, I don't know what to call him or whatever, this little landscaper that we have in my little complex, he was landscaping and he was also looking at us. I'm like, boo, yeah, I had 2 guys over before him, so shut up. So we get into my place, y'all, and he's telling me what every other dude says. Oh my gosh, your house is so nice on the inside. Like, it looks so spacious. Like, it looks, it looks neat. I like this. I'm like, yeah, thank you so much. So, I sit down or whatever, right? Because, we're here for one thing and one thing only. Like, this is Grinder, girl. We know what we came here for, right? So, he's standing up like by my little sink area or whatever, right? And he's standing up, just standing there looking at me. I'm like, can you come sit down? Like, what is you doing? So, he's like, why you gotta talk to me like that? I'm like, I'm not talking to you like anything. Like, just come and sit down. Why you so nervous? Like, come sit down, like literally. So, he comes, sits down or whatever, right? And so then I'm like, do you have a Nicki Minaj or do you have some ganja burn? So a Nicki Minaj is a Nicki Minaj, if you get what I mean. And then ganja burn is ganja burn or whatever, get up into the ghetto-ness or whatever, right? So, he said he had ganja burn and Nicki Minaj. So, I was like, oh yeah, girl, we finna get turned tonight. So, I'm hitting his ganja burn. I'm also hitting his Nicki Minaj or whatever, right? And so then he's like, I'm going to go to the bathroom and go use it. I'm going to go use your bathroom real quick, right? So, he goes and use my bathroom or whatever. We're going to cut to the chit chat or whatever, right? And so he comes out, y'all. When he comes out, y'all, he's, full ball, close off everything off. So you close off everything off. I'm, okay, I like this. So, I'm like, hold on, let me go to my bathroom real quick. So I went to my bathroom real quick, right? So, I, lather myself up one more time, and then I take off my little thing of things or whatever, girl, my little utensils down here or whatever, right? And so I come out the bathroom, right? So now I'm looking like Kim Kardashian, my whole cheeks out and stuff like that, right? And so, y'all, how do I say this? I, drop something and, I bend over in front of him, and then, I'm like, you like that, huh? So then he smacks it. I'm like, oh, stop. So, y'all, after he gets done, smacking my little goodies back there or whatever, right? I sit down or whatever, right? And so then, we looking at each other, right? And we're just staring at each other because now I'm starting to get, zooted and booted, and he's kind of getting zooted and booted. So I'm looking at him like, so how we going to do this? So he's like, what you mean? I'm like, so, I'm trying to, go straight to Pound Town. I'm like trying to get things started. He's like, oh, I got to get a little more, zooted and booted for me to, get rock solid. I'm like, what's going on? So then he's telling me also how he, needs his ADHD medication and stuff like that. I'm like, oh my God, somebody help me. I don't know if he's from the suburbs, but I need a hood booger. Oh my God, somebody call the laws, right? So, after that little stuff happened or whatever, I'm like, oh, this is kind of getting boring. I'm like, I'm getting a little agitated, right? So I ended up having to make the first move. And so, I started giving him a washing machine treatment, but I ended up noticing he had a little, topper piece on his, princess wand down there. So I ended up stopping, and, what I ended up doing was I just grabbed some lotion. I started, doing the thing, because I don't like doing that, with a little topper on somebody's princess wand. That's not getting what's supposed to be gave, if you get what I mean, right? So, I'm doing that or whatever, right? And so then, he, how do I say this? he turns me over. He's like, come sit that little thing on me or whatever, right? So, how do I say this? We're like in the, Ariana Grande position, the little 34 plus 35 position. Yeah, we're in that position, right? So, my, groceries is all up in his face or whatever, y'all. And he starts eating up my groceries or whatever, right? And so then, y'all, I don't know what type of, white man I'm messing with, y'all. This man starts digging in my groceries, y'all. He literally starts digging in my groceries. And first, it was like one finger, then the second finger. And he was doing the dry. So I'm like, oh, honey, this does not feel good, girl. I don't know what type of bottoms you be messing with, but, girl, you need to put some lube on that, girl. No tea, no shade. This is not getting what's supposed to be gave, girl. So, he puts on the, little thing or whatever, right? He's moisturizing the, fingers or whatever, right? So he's digging in my groceries, digging in my groceries. It's like, yes, make me cannonball up in here, like, hello. And so then he asked me, he's like, so do you have a plastic princess wand that I can use on you? I'm like, a plastic princess wand to use on me? Oh, baby, I've been waiting for this day, right? So, I grabbed out of my collection, like I got up and went in my little, cabinet or whatever, and I grabbed a collection. I'm like, which one you want to use, right? So then he grabs like the clear one I always use. And so then, he puts that little, moisturizer on the, little plastic princess wand. I go back to doing what I'm doing or whatever, y'all. And he was like getting in there. I'm like, this is a lot. Oh my God. I'm like, oh, girl, this man was taking me to the town. I'm like, oh my God, he wasn't even. So while he's beating my groceries in or whatever, right, with this little plastic weapon or whatever, right, he's beating it, y'all. He was shoving it all the way in, and he was like holding it there, y'all. Oh my God, it was so painful, but it felt so good at the same time. So then, y'all, while he's doing that, he's also like, trying to massage my princess wand while he's doing that. I'm like, oh my God, this is too much. And I'm not like attracted to like guys like that unless like I really have a connection with you. So like I wasn't turned on at all the whole time. So I'm just like, oh my God, this is a little bit too much. So I'm just like looking at him. I'm just like, ooh, this is like a lot. I'm like, ooh, Lord have mercy. Like, girl, somebody called the letters. So, while he's doing that, I'm like, are you gonna like, clap my, think of things yet? Are you gonna demolish my door frame yet? Like, I'm kind of getting bored or whatever, right? So he's like, yeah, let me just get a little more rock solid. I'm like, you still haven't gotten rock solid? Mind you, this has been going on for 20 minutes now. He's been doing this with this plastic weapon for 20 minutes. My door frame, my groceries demolished. I'm like, oh my God, girl, demolished. There's no recovery after this. So, y'all, I'm sitting over here. I'm like, oh my God, this is kind of getting boring, and he's taking forever. So, I end up starting to mess my own princess wand. I started massaging my own princess wand. So I'm massaging my own princess wand, doing what I got to do or whatever, right? And so then, y'all, I'm not gonna lie, y'all. This man ends up saying, spread your legs real quick, right? So, I do what I have to do or whatever, and he starts like he starts choking on my little, princess one. I'm like, oh my God, like, this is not giving, and he did not know what he was doing. I hate getting washing machine treatment now. They don't know what they're doing. I'm over it. Like, I'm over it. He was literally just like, where's the motion? Where's the massaging? Like, you're just going up and down, up and down. That's boring. Like, girl, if you don't get this slob on that knob like corn on the cob, eat it up and do your job. Like, what is you doing? You're not doing what you need to be doing. So I'm like, girl, stop. So I told him to stop or whatever, right? And so then I told him, I'm like, do you bottom at all? He's like, no, I don't bottom. I'm like, oh my God, you're boring. I'm like, you are so boring. So now I'm like, I'm getting real irritated. Like, you're on strike 3 now. And so then this is where the last strike happened, y'all. So, he's finally telling me he's like rock solid. He's ready to do what he got to do. So, y'all, I get in position or whatever, right? And so then he tries to, get in there. I'm like, so hold up. I stop him immediately. I'm like, hey, put that little plastic wrap on. He's like, what you mean put the plastic wrap on? I don't like the plastic wrap. I'm like, I don't care. He's like, what you mean? I'm like, put the plastic wrap on. He's like, it doesn't keep it. I don't care. Put it on. He's like, I'm clean, I'm clean. I'm like, no. I met you off of a hookup app, honey. No. Like, no, what is you doing? So he's trying to tell me this little story, you know, how he's clean and, you know, he doesn't do it with anybody else. I'm like, honey, I'm not gonna have no horror story. If you don't put this plastic wrap on, you about to get hit in the head. And so he's thinking I'm playing. He's like, you're not gonna hit me in the head. Girl, I got up so fast. I'm like, who ain't gonna hit you, girl? I felt like I was turning into We Love Shay because you playing in my face. I don't like people playing in my face at all. So he's like, fine, I'll put the plastic wrap on. I'm like, yeah, you know better. So he puts the plastic wrap on or whatever, right? And so he's telling me, he's like, it's tight. I'm like, yes, it's tight. Of course it's going to be tight. What do you want it to be loose, girl? No, girl. I like those ones that are tight so it don't break, girl. No tea, no shade, girl. Get up into it. So, you know, he puts it on or whatever, girl. And you already know, like, he starts, you know, digging in my little Grand Canyon or whatever, right? I'm not going to lie, girl. It did not feel good at all. I'm going to be honest with y'all. It didn't feel good at all because I'm just like, he already demolished it with this little plastic weapon of mine. So I'm just like, oh my God, this is boring. And he doesn't like, I like hood boogers. I like the fake wannabe gangsters because at least they like,
Shut up, this my groceries. These my groceries.
I'm like, yes. Him, he's just like, oh my gosh, stop. So while he's doing that or whatever, right, he told me to get on top, right? So, you know, I do my little bow, 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 bow. Wig going all flying and all. I'm like, bow, bow, bow. Wig about to fly off. I'm like, hold up, y'all. Hold up. So, y'all, after that or whatever, right, you know, he ends up reaching the top of the mountain or whatever, right? I ended up not reaching the top of the mountain. I was feeling kind of salty because I'm like, oh, my God. Like, girl, what is going on? So, then after that or whatever, right, I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I was kind of feeling like bored or whatever. I was kind of feeling very bored. And so I'm like expecting him to like get up and go or whatever, right? And so then, y'all, how do I say this? Dude ended up telling me like, you know, he can't like drive yet because like he's feeling like, you know, too zooted and booted. I'm like, you about to ruin my mood, sir. I'm gonna be honest with you, like, you really about to ruin my mood. Like, I'm ready for you to go. Like, hello. He's telling me, oh, you know, like, but I'm like, I want you to like go. I'm ready to go. And so, you know, I grab his clothes, I'm like, put them on. And so then I'm like, I don't know about you, but I'm ready to go. You gotta go. So I open my door, you know, I escort him out, and I'm like, you know how your way home, goodbye. And I shut my door, goodbye. And I took his Nicki Minaj, but it was dead, so I threw it in the trash can. But yeah, that's the little story time. I hope y'all enjoyed this ghetto story time. Yes, I am back with ghetto story times. You already know. Get up into the fabulousness or whatever. But I love you guys. Stream Nicki Minaj. I hope you guys enjoy. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Tell your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your sister, your mother, your brother, your father, and your girl, your friends, whatever, that you love Alizé, and you should subscribe to her channel. So yeah, buckle up, girl, because I'm coming with more story times, and I'm coming with more content as well. Yeah, I gotta go, girl. Bada bing, bada boom. I'm gonna talk to y'all later. Bye, loves.